Hello, today I'm working on a Toshiba laptop. This laptop has two broken hinges. The owner says that her cat sat on the laptop, which is one I've not seen before. In this case, this looks quite terrible actually. The bottom case is broken free completely, so that hinge is broken out of the bottom case and pushed it open. But also on the other side, the hinge has split the display assembly open, so that's pushing on the back of the LCD panel. I'm worried that it may have damaged or broken the glass of the LCD, but we'll find out once we get in there. This is not good. So the computer won't turn on. This damage happened some time ago, I don't know how long ago, but the computer continued to work until more recently when the power button stopped working. And the power button is underneath here. Oh, I can hear bits of plastic moving inside there. So I'm going to open this up now. I'm not going to open the lid or anything. I want to take that display assembly off so that I won't risk breaking anything or making anything worse. I think I can get the battery out first with these two screws. I'm not sure. I've not opened this specific model before. Actually, maybe I have. Not a white one, but this is a Toshiba satellite L50-B-1N8. No, I haven't seen this one before. So there's the battery. Some plastic just broke out of there. The battery's fine. Oh, so there's some more plastic here. Oh, so there's I don't know if you can see that very well. The wire that goes into the display assembly is here, just completely exposed. So that was like a rail that the battery would slide onto. That's split open here. This is bad. This is some of the worst hinge damage I've seen so far. I've seen a couple of doozies, but this is a bad one. So that screw's gone. That screw had about half a turn in it. What's going on? So that screw's gone. So these two screws were missing. That screw won't fall out. It's kind of stuck in there with some gunk. There we go. Just lint. I think the optical drive should come out now. Yep. And just checking, there are no screws under there. Okay. Just going to try to separate this the rest of the way. There's no battery in here, so that's good. So I'll just keep trying to pry, unless there are screws under those rubber feet. Oh, here we go. Just clips. I feel like there's something stuck in the middle. Ah, there we go. Whew. Oh man. Okay, so there's a little metal, like a little anti-theft bracket that goes on the back that it's broken out. That's okay. I mean, the bottom case is okay. Actually, so it's the top case that the hinges screw into, and this hinge is completely broken free from that, you can see. I'm going to switch to the microscope here. These hinges are very tight, so I can see why they broke out. So this broke out of the top case. 2 out of the 3 metal inserts are broken out of the case. Here's the third one that's still in place, and it's still solid. These are stuck in the hinge, so I'm going to need to get those out. Alright, so let's see, this is if I'm looking at the bottom, it's down here in the bottom right. There's another little metal plate that just revealed itself here that I think is meant to be part of the case, I guess. Yeah, let's check the other side. I can do this with the microscope in my way. tight. Alright. So that's broken out of the display assembly. So there's the power, there's the charging jack. Let's see, when I have this upright, the power button is over on the other side. Alright, I'm going to come out of the microscope here, I think. So this hinge, I need to open this without wrecking the display assembly. See if I can get this underneath there and then hold it down while I lift this up. That is so tight. These hinges are far too tight. No, I don't want to risk any more damage to that display, although I think it needs to open. Okay, that felt alright. Let's disconnect the display. The display and wireless antennas as well go through there. I'm gonna flip up this, I'm gonna get this ribbon cable out of my way so I can see what's going on. So there's a piece of tape holding these Wi-Fi antenna wires on. I don't know why. Toshiba. Alright. There's the Wi-Fi antennas. There's another little wire that goes through there, which I think must be webcam or something. Goes under this wire loom. Alright, so that's disconnected. So both of those are disconnected. On this side we have the graphics cable, which is here. And this has the little handle that I can just pull up. So that's disconnected. And it's going through a little wire loom. Okay, so I think I should be able to remove the display assembly from the computer itself. Okay. So I've got two problems basically. I need to fix this hinge that's broken out of the display assembly. I really would like to test whether this display works or not. Let's do that. So after all that, I'm going to plug it back in and power it up. Okay, that's plugged in. And now we get the charger. Potentially what's wrong is that the power adapter may have stopped working because the customer said it worked and worked and worked and now it doesn't because the battery's flat. So maybe it just wasn't taking a charge this whole time, which I would believe because this charging port was not in there correctly. So if it got damaged, although it looks okay, I just don't know how a cat could have done this. I want to meet this cat. Okay, fan's on. Alright, that display assembly looks fine. Thank goodness. So I'm just going to disconnect the power again, disconnect the display, and separate the two. So you can see here that this is broken, something's broken, and when you put a lot of force on this, you can see that it's actually, it's actually threatening the LCD panel. So this bezel needs to come off, and I think that's going to be, there's going to be a hidden screw under these little white dots here in the corner. So that little, there's a little white dot there in the corner that you can see under the microscope. And now if I take that off, now how does this bezel come off? So I've already got an opening here from where the plastic is broken. So I'm going to stick my spudger in here and see, yep, so there are just some clips that are releasing. That's good. So this will just release along that bottom edge. I think this thing opens up, but there's a clip in there that is broken on this side. I don't want to break it on this side. Oh, I can see, yeah. There. So that's open. Okay. It's just going nice and easy. Now there's a webcam up here. I'm not even going to use the pry tool, just use my fingers, and then the whole thing came off. So that's good. Now, what's going on with this hinge? It's broken out. Oh, so a screw fell out as well. Wow, okay. Huh, okay. So on the left side that's broken, you can see there are two holes where big flat broadhead screws go in. On the right side, you can see there's still a screw here. This is loose actually, but there's a screw here, and then the metal insert where the screw that was hidden under the little white piece of plastic was. I think I can tighten this screw. Nope, actually that's broken as well. So the metal insert that's behind there is broken. Yeah, so that's broken out. There's nothing there, nothing holding that in. Right. So I need to find another one of these broad flat screws. I'm not sure, I don't think I have any of those lying around. I think I'm going to take this LCD panel off of here for its own safety. So I'm going to get this wire out of its little wire loom. This is already under threat of being damaged because this wire was not where it was supposed to be. It slipped up underneath the panel. So that's free. And now what we're left with is just this display lid. Alright, so that needs to be glued in. I can glue that in pretty easily. This side here is going to be a little more tricky because there's some missing material. I might super glue this and then maybe hot glue this. But I think I need to loosen this hinge or something because it's just so tight. Hopefully it's not too loose, but it'll be alright. Okay, super glue and some paper towel. Let me get this. Okay. I think I'm going to super glue this intact with the screw. And now I won't touch that for a while. And we'll move on to the other side. The tricky side. So let me super glue this. How does it go? Yep. Okay, back under the microscope. Maybe it will do that. It'll be easier. So this little, it's just a hinge cover. It's a cosmetic piece. It doesn't bear any weight, but it I don't know if you can see how the brake is here, and so that needs to kind of sit like this. So let's see if I can make that look nice. Okay, so now this hinge, the outside hole needs to have a metal insert in it that when I screw that screw down from outside, it'll go into there through the bezel. And we don't have that metal insert, so I'm going to go into my spares. Let's see what I have. That looks too big, doesn't it? It is. Well, let's see, what does it look like next to the other side? It's not too big. Just gonna make sure that the screw that was in there threads in. No. Oh. Again, that looks pretty big. I think that's going to be too tall. Yeah. It's not low profile enough for this job. What else have I got? All right, I found a winner. Move these other ones aside. I also found a flat and broad screw that might work for this hinge. Oh yeah, so that's also going to have to be screwed in. Or let's see if I have anything that fits that. All right, where were we? We got this. Now, does this fit? Not sure. This. Grab it with my pliers and then see if this screw, I think this screw is too small for that. It is. I might end up hot gluing that one in. So I think I need to talk to the customer and see what the customer wants to do. Give her the option of either ordering a new lid, so I'll get the prices for a new lid, new bottom case, and explain that the options are replace those parts or just super glue them. Or hot glue or super glue, combination thereof. Wow, so this is actually broken. That's metal that's broken off of there. Wow, oh boy. I mean, that's actually pressed in there quite well, but I do feel like it needs some more support. But if I overdo it, this is not going to fit in there. So maybe what I should do is hold this in place and then hot glue, might super glue that metal. Several parts of this have broken off. There's this little plastic dowel that stands up here that's broken off. That should be attached right there. I'm going to try to glue that back on. Not good. I can't really tell which way is up. There we go. Every time I try to press down on it though, it doesn't want to stay, which tells me that it's not right. It's not lined up correctly. There I can see the bottom edge. Actually, that might be too big. No, that's not right. Right, I'm gonna call the customer. I'll be back. I just looked over at the bezel and found this. this bit that was broken out of here. So let me get rid of this. That's extra. And I think maybe it fits like this. Don't exactly know. I gotta have a closer look inside here. Looks to me like it would go like this. Let's see, what's the bottom of that look like? Yeah, I would say it's definitely got to be like that, doesn't it? Right, I'm gonna super glue that. Probably shouldn't have put that on there. No, there. Now, does that fit correctly? Alright, I think I'm going to put some hot glue in there. And for this, I'm going to need another napkin. And let's zoom out a bit, because we want to see this whole thing. Here we go. I'm going to zoom out some more. Now, we'll use the camera rather than... Okay. No. It's cooled. Shoot. Okay. Right. I feel like I still need to put a little bit above this hinge here. I don't want to melt quite so much, so I just want to get the very end of this melted. Yeah, put down in there. Okay. Okay. Alright. I think that's as good as it's going to get. So this side is tight. Alright, so I'm going to let this lid cure for a while. I might make a cup of tea. So I'll be back. Okay, moving on to the bottom case. I was just lining everything up here and having a look. And I can see that the main problem, well, not the main problem, one of the problems, there are several problems. One is that this broke off. So there's a bit of plastic here that goes onto here. That forms part of the, just part of the cover that goes around the hinge. So I'm going to glue that back in place, I hope. If I Get this glue to come out. There it goes. Put too much on. That feels like a good connection. Now, if it'll stay there. Just trying to spread any extra super glue over and under the part. So the two main areas left are obviously the metal inserts that are missing from here, and there's a lot of plastic that just kind of mangled from there. And then on the other side, there's this metal plate that was missing from this side. So let's switch the camera around. So that metal plate that came off on the other side because that's all mangled, this is still intact. I kind of want to lift it to see how those metal inserts are doing though. Wow, those are all still intact. So that hinge is okay. So I'm just going to put this back on and we should be all right over there. So we just have one area of the bottom case to fix up. Okay. So I've got two metal inserts that came out. One that had a lot of plastic with it. Let's see. Let's see, 1, 2, so there's going to be one big part that comes out of that side. No. What's it? It's not this. No, it's not. Maybe that's... Oh, that is straight. So that's where that belongs. I just don't understand where that fits. Oh, because it's upside down. What if I go like this? Aha, there we go. So that fits right there. Obviously. You can't really see that, can you? Maybe I'll go back up with this one and bring the microscope in so you can see what I'm doing here. So this metal insert with its bits of plastic just lines up right there kind of perfectly. So I might glue that into place first and then start building up the rest of this with baking soda. This looks low. It is low. Oh, maybe it's not actually. How does that plate look on there? So this is all kind of mashed and mangled. So that plate no longer fits on there over those dowels. I think I need to cut those off. I think that's alright actually. Yeah. So that's the right height. So I'm going to glue these parts in first, and then I'm going to get some baking soda and start to rebuild things. But first, I'll just tack these in place. There we go. Oh, tons of glue is coming out. No, stop. That was unfortunate. Had a flood of glue, and I'm not totally ready for that flood. Okay. let's see, if I screw all these in. Okay, I've got to start these screws. Hopefully the hinge will be happy enough to screw into that. That will be aligned well enough that that's going to work. I got to blow this extra powder out of there. The baking soda. Okay, I feel like that's going to work. So I'll be back. I'm going to go blow that out. Okay. Right. I'm going to put the cover back on. Actually, I'm going to move this. We'll reassemble the LCD panel, or the display assembly. I feel like that's going to be okay. Yeah, that all fits just fine. I'm not sure how this cable routes in there, if it was on the other side of this and under like that, or I'm really not sure. Same for these. So there's a little wire loom, and then they come into the hinge somehow, going into the laptop, possibly like that. We'll find out here shortly. I'm gonna screw the LCD panel back in with the 4 little screws. I think I'm just gonna see if this fits properly. That looks different already, but let's see. I just don't know how those wires are routed, so I think I need to get this onto the bottom case. So it would go like this. So this would snap in here. Okay, so that's gonna lay there. Oh, I see. That doesn't want to go all the way around the hinge at all. I just need that to go through here. Okay, same with this one. Doesn't need to go through the hinge. Just needs to come. Oh no. Pinched it in the hinge. There we go. God, what is happening there? Let me get that out of the way. Okay. Alright. So both of these things come up through this little wire loom, I think. And this one, the display assembly, or the display connector, comes also through this little wire loom under here, and then up to there. Seems awfully short now. I think I've done it wrong. Oh, it comes around here. I see. There. Okay, good. So that plugs in there. So that's all lined up correctly. I think I'm going to try the hinges. I know that side works, but let's try this side. Now, I think at least one of these must come through the bottom of the case. The outermost, so that one on both sides. So I guess I need to get, let's close the hinge. And we'll try to put in these 2 screws. Feels good. I think at least, there was at least one missing screw, so I'm not sure I'm going to have enough screws. I wonder if I have any more of these. I'm going to worry about that when I'm done, once I've got this together. What I really need to do is make sure that these hinges are tight and that they work. So let's connect everything up. I'm going to disconnect this ribbon cable because it's in my way. These are a faff. I don't know which is 1 and which is 2, to be honest. Okay, that's on. Now this, I feel like it needs to go over, but maybe under. No, over, okay. There, that's on. Good. And then this boyo, whatever that is. Must be the webcam. Alright, I feel like that's all good. Put that under there. And the graphics connector over on this side of the board. No bother. Well, this ribbon cable can go back in. So the hard drive goes like this with this bit of rubber over there. Nice snug fit there. Now I need to put this LCD bezel back on. Let's see how the hinge does. That feels good. Yeah. Now, how do I get this into there? I guess I just have to open this wide. Okay, so far so good. I mean, this bottom case is broken a wee bit. I should maybe glue this back in. Can I? Yeah, I'm going to. Okay. Just gonna let that dry for a minute. There we go. Oh, that's satisfying. How does that hinge look? Alright, and this battery slides in like this. Oh, come on. There we go. Oh, man. I'm feeling pretty good about this so far. Maybe I shouldn't jinx myself and say that out loud. Just going to start those and then do this other corner. And then this corner. Okay. Wow. So do we charge? Go to the charge light. Power comes on. Oh, look at that. Date and time resets is of course system time. It's 16:54. And the date All right. And we're booting into Windows. Wow, this thing could really benefit from a solid state drive, let me tell you that. All right. Thanks for watching.